The green future of furniture is a sofa stuffed with seaweed. In today's video, I want to bring you a very innovative idea about how biofuel or bio-based plants can innovate and can change our life. But let me give you context. A Norwegian company called Agopren thinks seaweed could be the solution. Let's start with a little bit of history. In 1919, an entrepreneur named Nils Halvorsen Norheim set up an automated factory for making flatbreads near Barkaker in Norway, the first of its kind in the country. A century on, his great-great-granddaughter found herself peering into an oven in a tiny kitchen in Trondheim doing some baking of her own. But instead of making food, Celine Sandberg is manufacturing foam. So here comes the story. Sandberg is the founder and the CEO of Agopren, a Scandinavian startup creating sustainable furniture foam. According to the company, polyurethane foam rubber, which is derived from petrochemicals and widely used in sofas, chairs, and other soft furnishing, accounts for a whopping 105 million metric tons of CO2 emissions every year. In the furniture industry, everyone knows that foam is bad for the environment and no one wants to use it, but there are no other alternatives. Sandberg says. I want to supply a more sustainable alternative to what we have today with no petrochemicals. Well, this idea sounds on paper very good, but in practical, I believe that it takes a few years um, to get scalable. With a background in business development and finance, and without any engineering know-how, Sandberg never thought she would enter the complex field of material technology. But her master's studies at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology School of Entrepreneurship opened doors for her quite literally. I had to set up my own company as part of my degree, and I needed some input. So I started knocking on professors' doors and asking them what they were working on, she recalls. I learned that petroleum is a product of degraded biomass over time, so you can, in theory, use biomass to replace petroleum. This is a very hard process and very long process, but continue with the story, you are going to see that she might get some results. Alongside Agopren's research chemist, Asana del Alvis, Sandberg began running experiments in a tiny kitchen in Trondheim, combining different types of seaweed-based materials in a specific order, pouring the ensuing mixture into molds, and then heating it to 50 degrees Celsius, a process she likens to baking the cake. Unlike conventional baking, however, the foam spends around 10 hours in the oven, depending on the thickness of the material. A lot of our ideas failed. We must have made around 800 foam samples, she says. There was also plenty more bootstrapping involved. Armed with a fairly modest budget of 1 million Norwegian kroner, which is translated in 73,000 pounds or $90,000, from the Research Council of Norway, Sandberg started sourcing second-hand equipment and ringing up suppliers to ask for free biomass samples. I had to go without a salary for 8 months, move back into my parents' house, and even ask them to pay my phone bill every month as I didn't have any money, she says. However, I was so certain that one day the ship would turn and everything would work out. She was very optimistic, and her optimism got results. So in 2023, Agopren was selected to be part of the Bioinnovation Institute Venture Lab Acceleration Program, which provides early-stage startups with a convertible loan of 500,000 euros, which is a huge amount of money, plus access to labs and offices at the foundation facility in Copenhagen. This has given Sandberg the means to pilot the production of 500 foam pillows and to determine whether her current methods are scalable. We're actually using a production facility located next to where my great-great-grandfather factory was built, she says. If all goes well, she hopes to hit the market toward the end of 2023. That means that she found a way to scale the business, which sounds very interesting. But despite the growing demand, the industry is forecast to be worth 118.9 billion by 2026. Sandberg isn't setting her sights on world domination. Instead, she hopes to see more startups entering the field and developing other sustainable alternatives to petrochemicals. This is a very interesting take, and I really believe that people should develop, should innovate more this space so we can grow a very sustainable and very innovative space towards our behavior of consumption, because we really need innovation towards pillows, towards sofa, towards whatever we need to be sustainable. In Scandinavia, there aren't many people working with bio-based materials as it's so challenging. I hope Agopren can create a community of sorts, inspiring others to come together to tackle the problem, she says. I want more people to do what we do. And with that being said, I am 100% agree with her take. If you like what you saw in this video, I will really appreciate a like and subscribe. That will help the channel grow and will help me to grow. Thank you very much for your watch.